I didn't read the Book of Mormon when I was baptized. I had bits and parts of it, I knew stories, but I never read it all the way through. But when I had my spiritual experience and I knew that Joseph Smith was a true prophet and I knew that all these things were true, I just knew that the Book of Mormon was true too. And I would hear stories and I loved it, but it wasn't until, I read it once through for Young Woman's Personal Progress, but it was more of trying to be as fast as I could. But when I went on my mission, I found how true the Book of Mormon really was. You can't ever find it out unless you read it yourself. And my mission president gave us one of the just Book of Mormons that you hand out. Every missionary got one of those, and they would say, you got to mark the Book of Mormon in different ways. At the beginning of the Preach My Gospel, you have to mark the names of Christ and the attributes of Christ, and but you didn't do it in all one thing. You had to read them that many times. You'd read it through the whole Book of Mormon, just doing the names of Christ. Then you'd go back through the Book of Mormon, doing the attributes of Christ. Then you go back through the Book of Mormon. And that started my love for the Book of Mormon. As I read, I could not help but noticing things that I never noticed before when I wasn't really reading for the right intentions. I started knowing the people from ancient America so much more, as if they were like my buddies. Like, I always loved reading. I always had a vivid imagination of reading, but watching the Book of Mormon come to life was the greatest. And by my 6th time reading the Book of Mormon on my mission, I could read it, and it wasn't just the events anymore. It was like, whoa, Evan, like, he totally just did that, and he was so cool. And then Nephi has so much faith, and it was like I just knew them personally. And by the 6 times when I read the end, I just would cry. And Moroni was all by himself. The Book of Mormon is truly fascinating. You look at it and we say, yes, it's true. But I look at it and say, yes, it's real. It is so real. Those things really did happen. They're not just true facts from history, they're real facts. They're real people, they're real life events. And they can be real to us. And I know they're real to me. When I read them, it's like I'm reading a diary, a journal from old friends that are giving me the advice that I need. Because there's never something in there that I don't find that doesn't help me. I always find something that bless me, and you look back at it, and sometimes it's not the same thing that sticks out to you. It's always something different. And no matter how many times you read it, there's always something that's for you and for me. So the Book of Mormon became my favorite book on my mission. Whenever anyone asked, I'd say, I love to read, I love books. But my favorite book in the whole world is the Book of Mormon. Because it's the best book, and it's the most real book. It is the truest book, and it will bring you closer to God than any other book. I believe it. It's not just a storybook, it's a history book, but you can get into it just like a storybook. It becomes interesting, it becomes fantastic, it becomes intriguing, and that's how it becomes. And if it's not like that yet, keep reading it until it does become that. Because it would be something that you want to dive into, like any other book in this world. Dive into like your favorite movie, dive into like your favorite cereal. You just want to dive into it. It becomes your favorite stories in the world. And when that comes, then keep reading it because it gets even better.